When the temperature starts to drop, there is nothing better than a nice warm bowl of soup. So today I have for you 4 brand new to us recipes. They were so easy to put together and super tasty. I have all the recipes linked down below, so grab your pot and let's get cooking. We're starting with this white bean soup. To begin, we're going to cut up 3 cloves of garlic, 2 small carrots, and a half of a medium onion. You could definitely add in more onion if you would like, but I found that this was the right amount for us. Once diced, set to the side, and in a warm skillet, add in 4 strips of bacon and cook just for a few minutes, but not until it's completely done. And then combine this with 1 pound of Italian sausage. Once the meat is cooking, take it out. You don't want to strain this because we will be using the grease for our vegetables, so carefully remove the meat and then add in your onion. Cook for 30 seconds and add in your garlic. When these have become translucent, add in 4 cans of rinsed and drained white beans. After mixing to combine, pour in 4 cups of chicken broth. We're going to take our soup off the heat and puree it. Now, the comments that I did read, some people didn't puree it and they said it was perfectly fine. Now, I forgot with my new pans that I definitely should not have done this in this pan, so I should have moved it into a new bowl. So I didn't puree mine as much as it could have been, but it was still perfectly fine. We're going to add back in our bacon and Italian sausage along with our 2 carrots. Put this back on the heat, and for our seasonings, we're adding 1 dash of Italian seasoning, a 4 teaspoons of rosemary, garlic powder, and salt and pepper to taste. Stir this together and bring it to a boil. Now we are going to cover this and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes until it is finished cooking and everything is at the right consistency. To finish this off, add in 2 cups of spinach and let this wilt down. This was such a different type of soup. I've never had a bean soup like this, but it was a nice change and it was super filling. If you need a secret veggie filled dish, this enchilada soup is it. You'll need 1 zucchini, a squash, red pepper, 3 carrots, half of an onion, and 4 cloves of garlic. To a hot skillet, add in 2 tablespoons of butter. Once melted, we're going to cook down our onions and garlic. Once soft, pour in the rest of the diced vegetables. I diced the zucchini and squash into chunks, and we're going to cook those down for a few minutes until everything is soft. For our seasonings, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano with a dash of salt. Add in 1 can of diced tomatoes, followed by 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Stir to combine and pour in 4 cups of chicken broth. Bring to a boil, top with a lid, and simmer for 10 to 15 minutes. Heads up, we will be adding cooked shredded chicken to this, and I already have mine cooked and ready to go. Now, I learned my lesson and transferred my soup to a bowl to blend this together. I love the thought of blending this because it hides those veggies and thickens the soup up. Once at the consistency you would like, add in 1 can of rinsed and drained black beans and 1 can of kidney beans, along with our shredded cooked chicken breast. I place this back onto the heat, and we're just going to cook this for about 5 to 10 minutes just until everything can reheat and fully combine. I finished mine off with half of a lime and 2 tablespoons of sour cream, which is totally optional, but I felt like it made it so much creamier. I served mine with diced jalapenos and shredded cheddar cheese, and this was so good. You don't even know that those veggies are hidden in there. This cheeseburger soup is so good and it is truly versatile. We're going to start with cutting half of a purple onion along with 4 small potatoes. You can omit the potatoes, but it makes the soup a lot more filling, so I went ahead and just added 4, but you could definitely add less or more if you would like that. Into a hot skillet, we are going to cook down our onions with avocado oil, and once done, add in 1 pound of hamburger meat, cook and drain this. Pour in 2 cans of diced tomatoes. I used 1 can of regular diced tomatoes and then 1 can of hot rotel because that's what I had on hand. And then we are going to add in 1 can of pinto beans. Now add back in the cut potatoes and add 2 cups of beef broth. Next time I might add in 3 cups of beef broth because the potatoes soaked up a lot of that liquid when it came to reheating. For the seasonings, I'm using garlic powder, ground cumin, paprika, salt, and pepper to taste. Once stirred and all combined, pour in 2 cups of cheddar cheese and 8 ounces of cream cheese, or you can use 1 block of Velveeta. After a few minutes, the cheese will be melted. This is so flavorful. I loved the leftovers the next day, and this was gone so fast in my family. I finished mine off with that cilantro, which just gave it a little bit more flavor, and it was so good. Surprisingly enough, I've actually never had tomato soup before, so this was my first time making it. You're going to start off by cutting up 4 tomatoes and then placing them on a baking sheet with aluminum foil. Next, I have 2 red bell peppers, and this turned into more of a red pepper soup than a tomato soup, but like I said, I've never made tomato soup before, so I'm not really sure what it was supposed to taste like. Either way, it turned out really good. So I'm just going to get all the white chunks and all the seeds out of them, and once you are done with that, you're just going to place it onto your baking sheet with your tomatoes. For my onion, I have half of an onion that I'm just going to peel apart and add it to my baking sheet alongside those 4 cloves of garlic, and then pour all over some avocado oil, or you can use olive oil, and then just season this with salt and pepper. I got these new salt and pepper grinders from my mother-in-law, so I knew how to make sure to debut them. Place this in a 425-degree oven for 40 to 45 minutes. I'm going to be using a different pot this time because, again, I got this for Christmas from my brother, and it is so cool. You can do so many things with this. I'll make sure to link it down below. Into our soup pan, you're going to pour 2 cups of vegetable broth, and then for my seasonings, I have a half a teaspoon of basil, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, and half a teaspoon of onion powder. I just added all of my vegetables into a bowl with 2 tablespoons of butter and a 1/3 cup of milk. In portions, I poured a little bit of our vegetable broth into our bowl, and then I'm just going to blend it until everything is fully mixed. Just heated mine back up for a few minutes until it was warm, and my sweet husband made some grilled cheese for us, and this was just the perfect soup to end off this video. It was rich and creamy and super delicious. I hope those recipes warmed you up a little bit. If you need some more dinner inspiration, check out this video here, and I'll catch you there.